about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties with the commentary unit, but we're about to get back to the race start again. We had a red flag because of an incident at the starting grid. It seems like Rio Comicado didn't manage to get away in time, and Moise Mashaffer, the yellow car number 23, seemed to collide into the back of him. So we've had to red flag, and we're restarting the race now. But before we get to that, let's have a quick rundown and see what's happening. So this is race 14 now of the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship, fueled by Petron. My name is Aaron Thompson, and I'm joined today by my new friend down from TSS.
Hello, this is Mark from TSS. Hello, Aaron. Nice to get to meet you and everything.
Thanks for going down with us, Mark. And as you can see, the mechanics there are just clean. Excuse me, I should say the support staff there are just cleaning up all the debris from the small incident we had in the start of the race. Before the incident, we had Sandy Stuvik on pole with Rio Comicado in second, Luke Thompson in third, Alistair Young in fourth, Anton Potty in fifth, Moise Mashaffer in sixth, and Kane Shepherd in seventh, and Alessandro Ghiretti in eighth. Of course, that's determined by the reverse positions of the starting grid from race one. It looks like now the support staff are starting to move away. We can see the truck there is leaving the track. They're just cleaning up some extra debris so there's no more damage done to the cars. I can't quite make out if it was... So, okay, P4 is a yellow car, so P4 before that was Alistair. So yes, it must have been Moise in the yellow car, collided with Rio Comicado in the purple car. So you can see there on the right-hand side of the starting grid, there's two empty boxes. The first box would have been Rio Comicado in car 46. The second box, I should say the third row, that would have been Moise Mashaffer, yellow car number 23. So basically what happened, we had a quick replay before, but I'm not sure if we managed to go live with that. But basically what happened is Moise Mashaffer in the yellow car number 23, starting in P6. He came up, had a good start, very good strong start, I should say. Alistair Young, same situation, but Rio Comicado seemed to have stalled on the grid, and Alistair went to the left, and obviously he was blocking out Moise's view, and Moise at the last moment tried to go to the right-hand side, couldn't quite avoid the car in front of him. His left front tire collided with Comicado's rear right tire, and of course the support staff had to just clear that away. And it looks like I saw there the 30-second board, so I presume we're about to restart now. Here we go. Yes, well, it's a slow start of the line, so I presume that they're going to do one more formation lap. Yes, you can see the cars weaving a little bit there. That indicates that they're going to do another formation lap to reset the grid positions, warm up the tires, and get ready for a proper full race restart.
Of course, this is right here in Petron. Welcome to Thailand. There it is. Chang International Circuit. Of course, it's kind of bright and early right here in Thailand, so temperatures on the track is pretty still cool. Have to warm up the tires extra carefully. No more debris or any liquids on track.
So we can see there at the back of the grid, that's Alessandro Ghiretti. So the starting positions for race 14, that's the second race of this weekend, are determined by the reverse of the finish positions from the previous race. So that means Alessandro Ghiretti, who won the first race, had a brilliant outing, led from the first lap. He starts from last. Kane Shepherd obviously finished second place. He starts second last. And up the head of the grid now you see Sandy Stuvik, and Rio Comicado, of course, we know is no longer with us in this race, and so that puts Luke Thompson up into second position. Anton Potty then must be in third, and Alistair Young will now be starting in... No, sorry, Anton Potty will be in fourth, Alistair Young will be in third, followed by Kane Shepherd and Alessandro Ghiretti. Here we go, we can see the guards coming around now. That's turn 10, bit of a kink before the last corner of the circuit. You can see everybody warming up their tires. Kane Shepherd this weekend, he's in a red car. He's usually in a blue car, number 3. Today he's in a beautiful red car, stands right out, and allows us to tell the difference between the two cars at the front of the back.
Changing the tint there, bit of orange, a bit of red. Oh, you told me earlier it was a little bit hard to see between the two cars there.
Well, yeah, if you come down to our pits, they look fantastic, but on the screen, with all the sun, it's just a little bit difficult to make out the difference between the red and the orange, and sometimes, unfortunately, the pink and the purple as well. but it seems like they're going to maintain their original positions. It doesn't look like Luke Thompson came across into P2, so I guess that means they're going to maintain their original positions. Oh, here we go. Lights are all on. As they go out, we're underway. Ooh, very wide start there. That must have been Luke Thompson trying to come around the outside of Sandy Stuvik, and he does it. Gets a brilliant start. Luke Thompson into first place off the starting grid. Great news. Alistair Young still maintaining third position. Sandy Stuvik in the middle there. Right behind them, that's Anton Potty. Then number 3 is Kane Shepherd, and number 28, the blue car at the end, that's Alessandro Ghiretti. Something's going to happen here for sure between Kane and Alessandro. These are the two drivers battling for the championship. Oh, side by side, three-way. They're going to go around the side of Anton. Oh, and at the front as well, Sandy Stuvik's making a move. Kane Shepherd around the outside of Sandy Stuvik there. Now he's going to have to try and take Alistair Young. Sorry, I should have said Kane Shepherd around the outside of number 66 is Anton Potty and oh no, sorry, that was Alessandro Ghiretti. Kane Shepherd is alongside Anton Potty right now.
Climbing up really fast.
Alessandro, a brilliant driver. We've seen him, he won the Tour of India, won 4 out of 6 races, won both event championships. Then he went over to, big lock up there. That looks like Sandy Stuvik, big lock up. Alistair Young there right behind in the yellow car. He's going to try and take advantage of that. The blue car behind him is Alessandro Ghiretti, and Kane Shepherd is up right behind them. Alistair, a little bit of a look there, doesn't quite go for it, but now Alessandro Ghiretti looks like he's going to be alongside Alistair Young coming. Oh yes, very nice move there, coming out of turn 7 into turn 8. Kane Shepherd takes advantage as well, gets past Alistair, great. And now so Luke Thompson still at the front of the pack, Sandy Stuvik in second position, Kane Shepherd Alessandro Ghiretti in third, Kane Shepherd in fourth. Alistair Young trying to make a move back on Shepherd, that's the red and yellow cars. Anton Potty coming along the outside. What's going to happen? Oh, Alessandro Ghiretti, very good driving, got past car number 18, that's Thailand's Sandy Stuvik. Here we go now, down the main straight once again. Luke Thompson leading us around. Alessandro Ghiretti, though, right up behind him, so he's going to try and overtake Luke probably this lap. Kane Shepherd is now stuck, though. He's needs to get up into P1. He needs to get a win if he wants to maintain champion. Oh, I should say if he wants to catch up back up to Alessandro in the championship. But he's stuck behind Sandy Stuvik right now. Here we go, side by side. Alessandro Ghiretti and Luke Thompson, turn 3. He's got a faster exit, Luke does, maybe. Oh no, Alessandro's alongside. He's definitely in front of him now, so that means going into turn 4, Alessandro's just going to take it away from Luke. But if you look on the back of your screens, Kane Shepherd's going to make a move down the inside now for the red car number 3 on the right of your screens. Here we go, yep, there we go. That's Kane Shepherd up into third position, right behind Luke Thompson. Now, Kane, come on, Kane, you've got to try and get past Luke, because you've got to get up in front of the Frenchman in first position now. Here we go, Luke yep, there we go. Luke a little bit wide there, and Kane takes advantage, goes right past. So now there's a blue and a red car at the front of your screens, and that's Alessandro Ghiretti and Kane Shepherd. So Kane, he's got to get back up. He's got to catch Ghiretti, and he's got to find a way back onto the front of the podium, because he needs these points if he's going to win the event championship first of all, and if he's going to win the overall championship at the end of the year at the Meritus Awards Gala, streamed for you live from the Astro Studio 1. So it's really important for Kane, because last year was rookie champion. The reason he's back this year is he wants to be overall champion. So here we go now, coming down the main straight. We've got 13 laps to go. Alessandro Ghiretti, he's got about a 1.2 second lead from Kane Shepherd. Kane did a personal best lap last lap of a 1:45.7, but Alessandro, he did a 1:45.3, so that's about 4/10 faster. So Alessandro, front of the pack last lap, 4/10 faster, and that wasn't even his personal best. Oh, but looking down the grid a bit, looks like Alistair Young and Anton Potty have had something's happened there. Alistair Young is now in P6, and Anton Potty is up into P5. That's great news for the Belgian driver, and not so great news for the Malaysian driver. But here we go, we can see now coming into turn 4, Alessandro Ghiretti taking the lead. Here we go through turn 4, very nice. Let's look at the sectors. We can see, Kane Shepherd has set the fastest sector 1 of the race. He's at 26.312 seconds in the first sector. That's a full tenth and 1.7 tenths ahead Alessandro Ghiretti. That's great news for the French driver. Oh, but of course, excuse me, I should say it's great news for the Thai driver. But the French driver in Sector 2, he responds with a fastest Sector 2 of the race. Yeah, by 15 thousandths of a second, 15 hundredths of a second, sorry. That's brilliant. You know, Kane's race number is number 3, and he's on pole for race 4 of the weekend by virtue of his second fastest lap from the qualifying session on Friday by 3 thousandths of a second. So here we have, now this is the orange car of Belgium's Anton Potty, car number 66, and Thailand's Sandy Stuvik coming down into turn 1. Sandy going to try and make a move here? Not quite. Anton, this is great news for Anton. He's back up onto the podium, P3. That's where he wants to be. Luke Thompson has unfortunately dropped down to P5, but he had a good start to the race. Oh, very wide there by Alistair Young. Oh, no, sorry, that's just the angle of the screens. Nothing wrong there with Alistair Young. So here we go, Sandy. Can you make a move into turn 3? We saw a lot of action last year here in turn 3. Where Ugo de Wild, I should say, he managed to leapfrog from 3rd position to 1st position in the first race and the 3rd race, if I'm not mistaken, not last year, but last season in January when F4 was here for Thailand Children's Day. (66 and 18), that's Anton Potty from Belgium and Sandy Stuvik from Thailand. But as we say that, just looking back at the leaderboard at the front, Kane Shepherd is now 1.3 seconds. So even though Kane put in a much faster first sector, at the end of the day, Alessandro managed to get another 10th ahead of Kane. So this is bad news for Kane. He needs to find an answer to Mr. Ghiretti, and he needs to get back up into P1. That's where we want Kane to be, and especially here in Thailand in front of all the Thai fans. So looking back at the sectors now, Alessandro has set another fastest sector 2. Alessandro very fast in sector 2. He's another 10th faster than Kane in sector 2. Oh, this is bad news as they cross the finish line, and we've got 1.5 second gap now between Kane Shepherd and Alessandro Ghiretti. Unfortunately, Kane seems to just be dropping back a little bit. He's within a 10th every lap, but you know, that builds up, you know. Well, Ghiretti managed to set the fastest lap of the race at 1:44.5 last round, but Kane at 1:44.7. But sector 1 is where Kane seems to shine. He's done another fastest first sector of the race, 26.272, about a 10th faster than Ghiretti. So yeah, that first sector of corner 1, 2, or just from the starting grid to corner 1 and 2, yeah, that's where Kane seems to shine. I guess he's got a little bit of a knack for that high-speed corner 2 there. We actually saw that last year. Daniel Cow, who ended up being the 2017 champion, just struggled with corner 2 here in Buriram, and that hurt his straight line speed down from corner 1 to corner 3, because corner 2 is just a tiny little kink, and it just hurts your VMAX, as you were talking about. And oh, there we go, a little bit wide there from Kane Shepherd coming out of turn 8. That might be where he's finding problems, because again, fastest second sector from Ghiretti. Although Kane is answering him, he's now only 7 hundredths of a second behind in sector 2. So hopefully Kane Shepherd will manage to find an extra 10th or so and start closing in on the French driver in front of him, because it'd be great to see some action here in the closing laps between the 2 leaders of the championship and the 2 leaders of the race. And as it was back in January when we were here for the third event of the 2017 championship, every race was decided in the last corner of the last lap. Indeed, in the first race this weekend, Muiz Mashaffer and Kane Shepherd were fighting it out on the last corner. Muiz tried to dive down the outside, tried to dive down the inside. In the end, he was about just a 10th behind at the checkered flag. But here we can see on your screens now, Anton Potty, he's built up a little bit of a lead from the Thai driver, Sandy Stuvik, just behind him. And he's going to try now and catch the cars in front of him, but he's about 6 seconds behind Kane Shepherd, so he's maybe not got enough time with only 10 laps to go. He needs to six tenths lap. I mean, that's not realistic, really. So this looks like the position for Anton. I think at this point he should just manage his tires. Sit down, make sure the car's going well, make sure there's no problems, make sure you don't make a mistake. Nurse your tires. So because these cars you've got to do 3 races and qualifying on one set of tires, and each race is only half an hour long, or about 65 kilometers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you add it up, 65, and some time for qualifying and free practice, it becomes as long as an F1 race. So the tire management does come into factor, as we've seen in previous races in Sepang and Thailand, where Kane Shepherd in Sepang and in Madras in India. Kane Shepherd in Sepang, he did a lot less laps in qualifying, so his tires were a lot fresher at the end of the weekend, and you could see him just closing in on Ghiretti. And of course the situation flip-flopped in India, where Ghiretti did less laps in qualifying, and he had healthier tires in the races, and that gave him a huge advantage. But this Friday, during qualifying, both drivers did 8 laps, or if I'm not mistaken, Kane did 8 laps and Alessandro Ghiretti did 9 laps, so they should have equal tires this weekend. But with now 9 laps to go, Kane is dropping back again. He's 2.2 seconds behind the leader now. And with that said, Alessandro Ghiretti, where he's found that time, is he's gone 2 tenths faster than Kane in the first sector. And he set another fastest second sector again last lap. So just driving away, Alessandro Ghiretti, eventually great, having the time of his life. The French driver had a brilliant time in India. He won the Tour of India, won 4 out of 6 races. Then in the interval, he went down to Formula 4 Spain. He was 2nd and 3rd in 2 races there. It was great news. Great to see an F4SEA driver on the podium in Spain. And then he went up to F4 France and did well there as well. And now he's back with us, and he's leading our championship, and he's leading the race at the moment as well as we go through turn 5 and 6. So tell us a little bit more about the track, Mark. Tell us what's going on with the TSS, and how many other categories are there down here? Because I've seen all the awnings and all of the other cars around. It's a huge event.
Oh, basically there's you've got the Thailand Super Compact and Thailand Super Production cars. Super Pickup, which is always one of the highlights in Thailand.
Yeah, I saw the pickups yesterday. They look awesome.
Well, the interesting thing about the pickups is, of course, you can't have too much of a black smoke coming out the exhaust. Otherwise, they're just going to flag you down for that. There's a penalty. That's one of the issues that these basically take care of and manage. But anyway, yeah, let's head on back down to the track here. 28.
So here we go. 28. There we go again, crossing the start line, front of the grid. So the gap now 2.6 seconds. So Kane has wheeled back in. Kane did a 1:44.8 last lap and a 1:44.8 last lap, and Alessandro did a 1:44.3. So Alessandro still just got about 4 tenths more. Don't know what's happened with Kane. He was fastest than in the 3rd test session, the only man to get into 1:43s, but now he's just struggling to find a little bit of pace here, which is unfortunate, because we'd love to see a Thai winner on Thai soil here in Birmingham.
Home stretch. But is there any way that they can close the gap down if they were closely behind, say, the
Well,
aerodynamics?
Well, I'm sure we've all heard Formula 1 talk about, as you said, aerodynamics and slipstream. The advantage of that, of course, being when you come down the main straight, or any straight that is, you get less downforce, so you get to go faster. It's less force active in your car, okay? But the disadvantage is when you get too close, then you come into a corner, you've got what's called aero wash, so you don't have enough grip then going through the corner. So that's why you'll see people, they close in on the slipstream, and if they're not close enough to make an overtake, then they seem to fall back during the corner because they have a little bit less traction, especially these high-speed corners like corner 2 and corner 4 and corner 7 and corner 10 and 11. Almost every corner here in Thailand.
We're corner happy right here down in Buriram, but the stretch is pretty long out there, so these drivers have a good chance to get their VMAX speed up. So far, nobody's topping out at a 206.4. Alessandro and Kane, of course, being king of the hill right now with a VMAX speed. Is there the reason why is maybe all the engines are set up the same way?
Well, yeah, that's the thing about F4SEA. It's designed to be the perfect entrance for young drivers or even seasoned drivers who want to get in, who want to really hone their racecraft. So all the cars are identical, all the engines are identical. Of course, the entire championship is fueled by Petron. We use Blaze Racing engine oil, we use Blaze 100 fuel, and that's what really keeps everything going. The just the demands that Asia puts on these F4 cars, which are designed in France, not quite up to designed for the humidity and the heat out here in Thailand and in Malaysia as well. So all these products like the Blaze Racing engine are really keeping cars going, and of course it's the same fuel and engine oil that you would use in your road car, because this is a road car engine. It's a straight inline 4-cylinder 2000cc 160 brake horsepower engine. The cars get up to about 210 215 kilometers an hour if you give them enough space, and but they get from 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds as well, so they're really quick, especially at different points.
Weight, of course, being one of the main advantages, of course, with these cars, because you want to keep the weight at the minimum as possible. That also helps in the corner, especially what you're seeing right now. And of course, the downforce of the arrows also helps that out. But of course, puts a lot of pressure down on the wheels and the tires.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. The weight of the driver and the car together is maybe 600 and 680 kilos maximum, so they're really light cars. You can see as well they've got a really big floor. You can see you've got a bit of a look there of it on Kane Shepherd's car. It's a gigantic floor. You can see here the side angle, not difficult to make out, but the floor is a huge redesign feature from the previous generation. It just gives you so much downforce through the main corners. That was Sandy Stubik there at the back of your grid. Looks like he's coming into the pit lane. But Anton Potty now at the front of the grid, number 66, the orange car, going around. He's in P3. And he's 11 seconds now behind leads. 5 seconds behind race leader. Kane needs to find some time and get back up onto the top step of the podium. That's where he needs to be.
I guess everybody's trying to conserve their tires, as you're saying. Everybody realized that the heat is bearing down on the track. And with everybody being sort of evenly spaced out, there's no need to be so aggressive as to try to down by the pits. Would we have one?
That's Sandy Stubik from Thailand.
All right.
Coming around now, Seattle's under Ghiretti leading through turn 7. Kane Shepherd just behind him. They cross the sector 2 line. Kane past his sector 2, and Alessandro on a 38.5, Kane on a 38.4. But Alessandro is 3/10 faster in the first sector, so Kane is still very fast. We're going to have a talk with Kane during the interval and see what's going on, see what he can do to get back to the head of the podium.
You would think that maybe he would get a faster time as laps drop one as each lap passes, because the fuel in the tanks lower. But as you said, Kane is dropping down. His best lap was 144.470, and his last lap was doing at 145. So, now Kane's back up in form. I guess it's down up. Last lap doing a 144.998.
And Alessandro matching him with a .959.
Wow.
And Anton sets his personal best at 145.454. But with 5 laps to go and 2 minutes left in our time window, that means the race is going to be ending early, because each lap is about 2 minutes long. So we've got maybe 2 more laps to go, and then the usual procedure if you run out of time, because these races they're 30 minutes long or 65 kilometers long, whichever comes first. And of course we had the red flag restart at the beginning of the race, which means we're going to run out of time now. So I presume that they're going to show the checkered flag as the timer counts down to 0. You hopefully can all see it on your screens. We got 1 minute 36 seconds left to go. So Alessandro Ghiretti, I don't want to give him the commentator's curse, but he does seem to have had a fantastic race. He started in last position, up into first now. Very, very good driving from the Thai driver.
Looking for Woodton.
And Kane Shepherd as well. He's coming around just behind Kane. He had the fastest laps in the test sessions. He's broke into the 143s in the test sessions. This is the second race on new tyres, so I really would have expected the drivers to be in the 143s during the race. So I don't know, maybe they're carrying more fuel now than they had in the test sessions. That's possible. Or maybe it's just the track temperature. That 143 I'm talking about was in a... Yeah, there we go. Marshall putting out the final lap board. Drivers might be a little bit confused there. Of course, they can't see the countdown on their screens as we can. But hopefully everybody got the message, because here we go. Alistair Young's going to look to make a move on Luke Thompson. Can't quite do it this corner, I should say, but he's set himself up really well. Seems to got a slightly better exit. He's got the slipestream now. The yellow car number 22 making a move to the outside. Oh, a little bit too early. Luke's going to maintain that through turn 1, but now Alistair's going to probably have a better exit, and he's going to try and use the speed advantage through turn 2. There we go, alongside now. Very good, Alistair. That's Malaysia and Ireland fighting it out down in Thailand. Here we go through turn 3 now. This is where a lot of action happens. Malaysia's Alistair Young, there we go, inside, just takes it away from Luke. Very nice driving there from Alistair. It's a beautiful, clean overtake. Luke not giving up though, running right wide. There we go. He maybe should have let Alistair take it and tried to take it back through turn 4 or 5, but now he's just he's sacrificed his line a little bit there, and he's not going to be able to do that now.
It's once you lose that momentum, flying back to the top is going to be hard. So yeah, like you said, you should have backed out just a little bit, give him a little more chance on that, at least on the final lap, just to try to make it as close as possible. Now look at that gap increasing as they speed along. Yeah,
when Luke went off a little bit there on the grass, he probably just damaged his tires a little bit, you know, and now he's lost a little bit of traction coming through that. Looked like turn 5 and 6, and
final turn here for 28 coming in.
There we
see
go.
The checkered.
So that's the second race win there for Alessandro Ghiretti. Beautiful driving, led from the start. Kane Shepherd in second position, and taking up P3 is Anton Potty. Anton back on the podium where he belongs, so we're happy to have him there. And here we go. Now there he goes, crossing the start finish line, and Luke Thompson. Oh, and are they going to make a move here coming through? No, not quite. Sorry, that's. I thought I saw something I didn't go and see. Well, there we are. That's all the cars cross the start finish line, and hopefully we'll get the results up in a moment. But just provisionally, we've got Alessandro Ghiretti in P1, Kane Shepherd in P2, Anton Potty P3, Alistair Young P4, Luke Thompson P5, and Sandy Stubik back at the end of the pack. Ruiz Mustafa and Rio Kamikado, unfortunately, as we said, had that incident at the beginning of the race. Hopefully, the mechanics will be able to fix everything for the next race. There was quite a lot of damage to the tires, but the drivers are completely okay. These cars are designed for it. I mean, if you ask me personally, they're a lot safer than go-karts that you see these kids are driving around in. There we go, results up on your screen. So Alessandro Ghiretti, Kane Shepherd, Anton Potty, Alistair Young, Luke Thompson, and Sandy Stubik. This is great news for Alessandro Ghiretti. He's won 4 out of 6 races in India. Now he's run 2 out of the 6 races in Thailand. So of course he's going to try and repeat his performance from India and win the Tour of Thailand as well, with 2 race wins. That pretty much sets him up for winning the Event 5 championship.